Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor. Well, last time you'll remember, we came to the Dimwood, we wandered around a bit, fought some giant scorpions, and wound up helping an old lady who knows a bit of magic with dealing with her surly neighbor. But there's quite a lot to explore in the Dimwood, especially if you're doing it in Chapter 1. And I'm going mostly by memory here and inspecting the lay of the land. Unfortunately, there are a lot of ambushes here, but thankfully the giant scorpions we're finding, though they are creepy, do fall fairly easily to a coordinated assault. Yeah, Locklear's actually in worse shape than Owen at that point. Aha, there's a pile of dirt containing some healing supplies and an armor and sword that we do not need. I suspect there's something more around here because scorpions have an odd habit of nesting around treasure chests. I don't know why that's so, but bingo. You can count on them, though some would rather curse them. You can speak dear to them, though well all know 'tis just in vain. Dice. Well, now that's given us some blessed armor, although it's a poor blessing. Yeah. And a Keshian Tapir. Feels like something between a machete and a falchion, Locklear said, after taking a few swings with it. A good slice with this weapon, and you could take off a goblin's head. More info. Yeah, this one is much better for swinging than it is for stabbing. And it's a much more exotic weapon than some of the common Kingdom broadswords we've got. Even though this is worth more, a lot harder to shift to that. And hey, another chest. This old one runs forever, but never moves at all. He has not lungs nor throat, still a mighty roaring call. Well, I'd say river, but with that, I'd say waterfall. Yeah. I'm not nearly as brilliant in his riddles as I seem, for the record. I just remember quite a few of these riddles pretty well. I can guess at some of them. And oh hey, another one of these swords. And that one is a medium crossbow. Well, that is a definite offensive improvement. Yeah, well, let's see. Yeah, just the 2 chests and the... I think that's the pile of dirt that we found earlier. I think we're back toward the entrance where we came in. Now here's a tent. And I believe this is the body we found earlier after, yep, fighting those guys. Oh, hello. They have not lips nor tongues, yet lead them green to the pit. And as they die, you will hear them sputter, hiss, and spit. Potatoes? The dead? No. And as they die, you will hear them sputter, hiss, and spit. Coal? No, not toad. They have not lips nor tongues, yet lead them green to the pit. No, not coal. Log. Logs. Okay, well, that gets us some more healing. A heavy crossbow string. Definitely take the gold. And switch under one of these common swords for that nice broadsword. Another chest to the left of it, looks like. Ah, yes. Okay, there we go. Let's see, this one. There is a shoemaker in the dell, makes his shoes with steel and nail. Although his goods last right well, folks need 2 pair without fail. Well, blacksmith, or, another word for blacksmith, F-A-R, farrier. Ha! Hey, a magic scroll. Grief of 1,000 Nights. Now, we'll give that spell a try the next combat that we have. But from what I recall, it's not one of the more powerful or useful spells in the game. And I think I see a bridge off in the distance there. Well, this is that house with the dead body from earlier. That Locklear felt it was a good idea to try and avoid. Good instinct. There being... Aha. Yeah, it looks like there's one more chest here. But this one just has poison rations and a shell. Nothing useful. And... booby trap. Okay, well, let's activate the grid to make this a little easier. So we got one path here and a cannon. Now, thankfully, the electrical grid will protect the people on this side. So that did turn off that one. Okay, so that pushed that there. And now Owen can move there. And Owen can push that. Okay, so unfortunately, I think the trick here was that we were supposed to take that block and use it to block the path there, unfortunately. Since there's no way of running through there, so there's nothing else for it. Except that somebody's going to have to try and run through there and hope that they can survive the fireball. Which Locklear, thankfully, is just tough enough to do. But we did survive that. I think that's everything in the immediate area around here that I can recall. Yeah, there's the house from earlier. And yes, here's the pathway that we found before. Aha! Their attack was unexpected, and, well, thank goodness for that, because it appears that we have run into our first witch. Oh, wait, what was I thinking? I said we were going to do Grief of 1,000 Nights this time. Just to show it off. Grief of 1,000 Nights. Opponent held. Yeah. That'll just keep the witch distracted for a moment. It's actually a... And they're all running for the spellcaster, naturally. And apparently Owen just got poisoned because something is slowly ticking away his health. we got the witch. Alright. Owen was on fire. His insides burned like hot coals in a farrier's pot. This in sharp contrast to the numbness he felt in his mouth and lips. The poison spread through his system was slowly sapping his strength, draining him of everything but his will to survive. Now, thankfully, we do have an antidote for that now. Breaking open the bulb of antivenom, Owen greedily drank down the contents, immediately feeling a rush of warmth spreading through his limbs as it neutralized the silver-thorn poison coursing through his veins. Right, so now let's see what we've got. Okay, the witch, not surprisingly, not carrying any gear. Nothing but rations. Poison bolt. Yeah, it looks like there is, well, possibly a shop. Nobody's here. Send Owen to take on the witch here. Actually, we'll all tag team this guy. Yeah, so Grief of 1,000 Nights, rather useful spell as far as enemy spellcasters go. The trick is getting to use it first, because later on we will run into some of them who will cast it on Owen first thing. But there is an even better spell that does the same thing that we will find later on. That is better because it not only freezes the enemy in place, but it causes them damage as well. But I'll leave that as a surprise for when we find it. And let's see. This road branches on Little Fergler. If to the west, it will lead us toward Egley and eventually toward Krondor. To the east, it will take us near Sephinan. Which way do you think we should take? Well, getting towards Sephinan was something I thought about trying, but something we'll need to do first before we can think about that, because Sephinan, it's a bit of a tricky place to get even beyond level 1. And besides, our goal for this was trying to get to High Castle. But behold, there is the bridge. And apparently there was some enemy there who I did not see, who saw us coming. On a bit of an odd note there, the piratey-looking fellow there is in fact referred to as a Queegian pirate. This is because in the mythology of Raymond Feist's Rift War, they refer to Queeg, which is a nation in the middle of the Bitter Sea. Actually, let me pull up the map and I'll show you. I think there's a chest here. But yes, this island right here is known as the Bitter Sea, and I think that might be Queeg right there, and that might be Sorcerer Isle, or that might be Sorcerer Isle, but anyway. There's a Revelage Island nation called Queeg, which at this point when the books had come out had only been referred to as being a haven for pirates. Later novels would establish it as being much more like ancient Rome on an island, or ancient Greece, since it talked about everybody being in togas and everything being very decadent. But I digress. Anyway. There's more gold. And hey, another heavy crossbow, which we can definitely switch out for that. Or we could, but... And hey, there's 2 treasure chests. Okay. We'll go ahead and ditch the keg, because I can't see that being very useful. No wonder our swordplay has been amiss. Yeah, Owen's armory skill not being that great, but it did at least free up that much space. Well, that improves somebody's abilities. Okay, so everybody has a crossbow. Okay, poison rations. Thankfully, nothing we need to worry too much about having. More poisoned rations and a healing bag, which we don't have room for. That's the one annoying thing about the Dimwood, is that there's no shops. Alright, well, with that inventory issue sorted out, and that taken care of, I think we'll go ahead and save here, and next time we shall venture deeper into the Dimwood. We'll see you then.